Story 1. So I met my wife 6 years ago. She was 20 and I was 23 years old. We moved in together 4 years ago and have been married for almost 2 years now. I thought everything was going fine until when my wife told me that she was confused and not sure if she was in love with me. This was about 3 months ago. I panicked, of course, and did everything I could to keep her happy. I took her out on more dates, short vacations, and I tried being open with her about everything, and her response to it was, "I don't know." Just to be clear, my wife and I always shared everything. I couldn't do a thing without her right beside me because we shared a deep connection. So when this happened, I got confused and honestly was hurt. There were a few times when I just got sick of it and was going to leave. She would cry and beg me to stay with her. I would always cave because that's the woman I loved and married. Last Wednesday, she was disappearing to the bathroom every 20 minutes saying she was having stomach issues. I had a gut feeling something was going on, so I checked her phone that night to find messages between her and one of her co-workers. It was confirmed she cheated on me. The affair had been going on for at least the past 6 months. We had barely been married for 1 year when she decided she desperately needed another dick. I confronted her and pushed her for information until she finally caved. This guy is some 40 years old something, divorcee with 2 kids, splendid. I'm not proud of how I took it. I took her bullshit and threw it all out. Yelled at her to get lost. She tried to run her mouth with me and said she didn't want to leave because it's her house too and I legally can't kick her out. After some back and forth, she huffed and left to stay at her boyfriend's. I was just so full of pain and anger. I was looking around at this life we built and it all just felt like a lie. She had been lying for so long. I didn't know what to believe next. I called her conservative, ultra-religious parents and laid it all out in the open. Then I called her sister Bill, aunt, cousins, friends, etc. whose numbers I had on my phone and told them what she had done. Those who I wasn't close enough to call, like her colleagues, I left messages for them on WhatsApp. This is a pretty small town, and within the day word had got around and she called me screaming the following day and threatened to sue me for defamation of her character. I told her character was like a whore to begin with, so there was nothing to defame anyway, and hung up. I've started the divorce proceedings and had her served. I've yet to hear from her or her lawyer. I'm pretty sure she's going to make the process as difficult as possible, but I intend to keep most of my savings and pay no alimony as well, since us both have similar incomes. Last I heard, she had moved back in with her sister because turned out her ducking affair partner was never divorced or never even filed for divorce in the first place. He was merely on a trial separation with his wife and had eventually decided to reconcile with her, which meant my ex-to-be was given the boot, which also left her homeless, and needless to say, this made me laugh a lot and I couldn't stop it when I shared this news with my close friends on phone. I'm just hoping for the divorce process to being soon, and I want this nightmare to end so I can restart my life. Update. A week passed. I didn't hear from her or her lawyer until today when I received her lawyer's official notice. Turns out she was depressed because her affair partner left her and felt defamed because no one would talk to her. It took her time to recollect whatever strength she had left and send me a notice. She wants to claim half of the house and 20 Kelvin as compensation for her defaming. 20 Kelvin? I am not even going to give her 20. I spoke to my lawyer first and he told me that this was a general thing in such cases, and he told me that it was easy to get away with it. The idea was to tell to the court that there were no intentions to defame, but I just informed my friends and family member. My lawyer called her later after the discussion and told him the same thing. Her lawyer said that they were having the proofs of WhatsApp messages that I sent to her colleagues and that my tone in messages clearly meant to disrespect her. Anyway, I don't care about all that. I want to drag her into the court and give my statement of her cheating on me, but our case wasn't strong enough. Alas, I got just the idea. I contacted the affair partner and confronted him about sleeping with my wife. I told him that the chances he is having to go back to his ex-wife would vanish if I told her about this affair. He asked me what I wanted. I told him to provide me with their chats and every other evidence to help me win the case. And I told him that after that I will even forget that he existed. He was scared and wanted to preserve his relation with his ex-wife. He sent me all the messages, photos, and there were even some call recordings. He told me that after this I should not know who he was. I agreed. After this, my lawyer sent the notice to her lawyer about the proof that we have, and this freaked her out. She went insane and called me from a random number. She told me that doesn't any court matters and just want me to forgive her and get back together to how things were. So I decided to take advantage of this situation. I had a quick call with my lawyer and asked for suggestions. I felt value for money after he gave me a great suggestion. He told me that we can make our side of the case stronger by asking her to give me an apology letter in trade of my forgiveness. So, I called her and told her that I wanted to be back with her, but she has to send me an official apology letter from her lawyer. I told her that the document should specify that she cheated and I was innocent in this matter. I asked her to also write it down, the information about the affair partner, how many times she slept with him, when and how it started, and that the document should be signed by her. Well, she spoke to her lawyer and he didn't recommend doing this, as it can be used against her in the future. She asked me to let this document thing go, but I pushed and told her that this is the only way. I told her that I do not want to risk anything with her in the future if she cheats again. And then she pushed her lawyer for the letter. Now we have her confession and her apology together. Although it was written on the document that she was confessing because I decided to get back with her, which was never going to happen. I had all the details about how she met her affair partner, when they started doing it, how often she met, and what were their plans. I will be taking all this to the court with me. I will still be continuing towards the divorce and send her another notice. Thank you all for your suggestions and comments. Final update. The court date came. I presented all the evidence I had and the case was in our favor. It took some time to explain things the way they were. The information provided by my cheating wife and her affair partner synced. The messages, the discussions about meetings, the locations, all fell to the line. The judge discarded the appeal for her to get 20 Kelvin for her defamation. But we will have to split the house afterwards. This process is going to take longer. The court has given us next appointment and asked me reconcile and take my time if I wanted to. I rejected the thought of even talking to her after this. I just want to talk via lawyers and end up this relation and go no contact. Some more time and I will be separated from her officially. Thank you for the support, everyone. I am confident that I have taken the right path. Goodbye.